Hello and good morning, all of you. Welcome again in this online class which is conducted by Aro Jabalpur. And I am Madhulata Yadav of KB number 1 Sagar. Today I am taking chapter 5 Coal and Petroleum part 2. Now children, as you know, we have already studied in part 1 of this video about the coal. Now children, we have studied in that video about the coal under this following points, that is natural sources, inexhaustible natural resources, exhaustible natural resources, fossil fuel, coal, story of coal, types of coal, composition of coal, uses of coal, coal mining, coal product such as coke, coal tar and coal gas, and the distribution of coal. I think you have remembered all these points. Now after that, let me revise some points or some terms, that is natural resources. So what are natural resources? Air, water, soil and mineral. All these are obtained from nature. So they are called natural resources. Here you can see the different types of natural resources like air, water, sun rays, forest. All these are called natural resources. These natural resources are two types. First is inexhaustible natural resources and second one is exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activity, like sunlight and air. And exhaustible natural resources, the amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Forest, wildlife, mineral, coal, petroleum and natural gas, etc. All these are exhaustible natural resources. Hope all of you have remembered all these terms. Here are some natural resources which comes under the category of inexhaustible natural resources, and another one is exhaustible natural resources. Now next is coal, petroleum and natural gas are exhaustible natural resources. Why? Because these were formed from the remains of living organism. So these are known as fossil fuel. And these fossil fuel in coal we have studied in our previous video, in part 1 of this video, and now today we will discuss about the petroleum. It is dark brownish to green color viscous liquid fossil fuel. It has strong foul smell due to the presence of sulfur containing compounds in it. And it is commonly called as crude oil. Okay, crude oil. The economy of a nation depends to a great extent on petroleum wealth. And that's why the petroleum is called the black gold. It means the country which have largest quantity of crude oil in there, they comes under the category of richest country. So mostly Arabian countries comes under this category. Its name is derived from the Latin word, that is petra. Petra means rock and oleum means oil. So this petroleum literally means rock oil. Okay, means rock oil which found from the rocks. Let's discuss about the origin of petroleum. Petroleum is a complex mixture of solid, liquid, and gaseous hydrocarbons mixed with salt, water, and earthy particles. It is always found trapped between two impervious rocks. It is believed that petroleum is formed by the anaerobic decomposition of extremely small sea animals and plants. Anaerobic decomposition means the decomposition without air, okay, which got buried in the seabed millions of years ago. Let us see how this happened. Now here is petroleum natural gas formations. So about 300 to 400 million years ago, tiny sea plants and animals died and were buried on the ocean floor. Over time, they were covered by a layer of silt and sand. After that, 50 to 100 million ago, over millions of years, the remains were buried deeper and deeper. The enormous heat and pressure turned them into oil and gas. Similarly, this procedure also happened in formation of coal. That's why petroleum, natural gas, and the coal are called fossil fuel. Let's discuss about the occurrence of petroleum. So petroleum occurs at a moderate depth, that is 500 meter to 200 meter, between the two layers of impervious rock. The petroleum is lighter than its water. So what will be the result? That petroleum float over it, means above the water. Now natural gas is found above petroleum, trapped between the rock cap and petroleum layer. Here in the picture you can see how deep the petroleum is found. Now oil and gas migrated from the source rock to the reservoir rock and trapped beneath the cap rock. Now here is impervious cap rock. Now here is porous reservoir rock, and the last one is organic resource rock, which exposed to heat and pressure. So here you can imagine how deep to go to find out the petroleum. This petroleum reached up to the upper layer of the earth by the drilling. So here is drilling of oil wells. The hole is drilled in the earth crust and then it reaches the rock cap. The natural gas comes out first with a great pressure. So once the pressure of gas subsides, petroleum starts flowing out due to the pressure of natural gas. So here in picture you can see first the natural gas comes out first, and then after that petroleum comes due to the pressure of natural gas. Okay. Now next is refining of petroleum, which is very necessary part of petroleum. That petroleum is a mixture of several hydrocarbons, and it also contains water, salt, and rocky materials. It cannot be used in this made form either as a fuel or a basic material to produce other useful components. Before being put to use, it has to be purified or refined. The process of separating the various components of petroleum from one another is known as the refining of petroleum. And this is done by a process called fractional distillation. I will show you the video about the fractional distillation later. And fractional distillation, which is based on the fact that the different component of petroleum have distinctly different boiling points. In fractional distillation, crude petroleum is heated to a temperature of 400 degrees centigrade or slightly above in a furnace. So here you can see the structure of the furnace where petroleum is refined. Now this is the chamber, this is called the distillation chamber, and in this distillation chamber, let's see the video. In this video you will see the distillation chamber. How does this distillation chamber work and how different types of substance get from the petroleum. Now children, by this video you can easily understand the petroleum refining process in a very simple manner.
Refining begins with a process called distilling. After oil is superheated, it becomes vapor. The vapor is fed into the distillation unit. As it rises and cools, the vapor turns back into a liquid. Using stacks of trays, the liquid is easily collected and separated by weight. The lighter and medium weight liquids require less processing before they're ready to be used in cars and trucks. The heavier liquids need more processing to become useful. A process called cracking is used to maximize the usefulness of heavy oil. Heavy oil has long strings of carbon and hydrogen molecules. Using a catalyst, these molecules can be broken into smaller chains, transforming the heavy oil into lighter, more valuable fluids. Reforming is a process that increases the amount of gasoline produced from crude oil. One of the products separated in the distilling process is a liquid called naphtha. The number of carbon atoms in naphtha is about the same as the number found in gasoline, but their structure is more complex. Reforming rearranges the naphtha molecule, turning it into a usable gasoline-like molecule. Blending is a process of mixing different refinery products to make finished petroleum fuels. Gasoline, for example, is blended to achieve octane standards, creating the grades of gasoline you see at the pump: regular, mid-grade, and premium, that are necessary to meet the needs of specific engine types. Treating is a process used to produce cleaner gasoline, which helps protect both the environment and our health. Gasoline molecules contain impurities like sulfur that can be removed. When the molecules are heated and come in contact with a special catalyst, a chemical reaction occurs that strips the sulfur away. These sulfur compounds are used as fertilizers and in pharmaceuticals. Nothing goes to waste in a refinery.
Here you can see the children refineries. This is the refineries where the petroleum is refined and get the different types of substances which used in different purpose. So here we will discuss about the uses of petroleum. Petroleum products are used as fuels. Lubricating oils and vaselines are used as lubricants. Paraffin wax, product of petroleum, is used for manufacturing candles, polishes, waxed paper, waterproofing, etc. And some of the byproduct of petroleum after purification are used in the preparation of medicines, ointments, face cream, and cosmetics. So, in this way, you can see the different uses of the petroleum. That's why the question comes on my mind that why petroleum is also known as black gold. So, many useful substances are obtained from petroleum, which can be used for the manufacture of detergent, fibers like the polyester, nylon, acrylic, etc., and polythene, and many other plastics. Due to its great commercial importance, petroleum is also called black gold. This is very important things to know that petroleum is also called black gold. Did you know, children? First oil well in the world was drilled in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859. Second oil well in the world was drilled in Makum in Assam in India in 1867. After 8 years, and India, the oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and river basins of Godavari and Krishna. Just look at the map of India, the different position where these natural resources is found. Now here is the Gujarat and the Assam and the river basin of Godavari and the Krishna and Bombay Highway. Bombay High. These are the area where petroleum is found, and mostly the refineries is also in that places. Now children, our next topic is natural gas. Natural gas was formed million of years ago along with the petroleum when microscopic sea plant and animal died and got buried under the sand and mud. And these plants and animal under anaerobic conditions changed to gas. Okay, so now here you can see where the natural gas found in deep inside the earth. Okay, now here is the layer of the earth, and after the sixth, seventh layer we got the natural. Let's discuss about the children composition of the natural gas. It consists mainly of methane, about 85%, ethane about 10%, propane about 3%, and butane. When natural gas is compressed at high pressure, then it is called CNG. So you know very well about the CNG. It is used in the transportation also. CNG means compressed natural gas, and it is used for power generation also. It is now being used as a fuel for transport vehicles because it is less polluting. The great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning in homes and factories where it can be supplied through pipes. And such network of pipeline exist in Vadodara, in Gujarat, and some parts of Delhi also. There directly natural gas reached in their kitchen through the pipes. This natural gas occurrence is it is generally found trapped between impervious rocks, again as we have studied in the petroleum also, sometime along with petroleum and sometime without petroleum. In our country, natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in Krishna Godavari Delta. Here in the picture you can see the gas is found above the oil. So first gas released, then after petroleum comes out the earth. Now here where the natural gas is found deep inside the sea also. So you can see how they make a station to extract the natural gas from deep inside the earth. Now after that we will discuss about the uses of natural gas. This natural gas is used first as a fuel. It has a very high calorific values as a source of hydrogen and carbon, and it is used as a starting material for the manufacture of a number of chemicals and fertilizer. So in this way natural gas is used. Children, we have studied about the coal, petroleum and the natural gas. And children, all these are called the fossil fuel. So the question comes in our mind, why do we need fossil fuels? There are a number of reasons why we need fossil fuels. As fuels are required for different purposes such as transportation. So fuels are used to run different vehicles such as car, truck, motorcycle, train, aeroplane, etc. For cooking also, fuels are needed for cooking. For instance, LPG is used to urban, while firewood, coal and cattle dung is used in rural areas. Heating, fuel is also used to generate heat. Electricity production, different fuels such as coal, petroleum, natural gas and diesel are used to generate electricity in power plant. Now, industrial uses. Many industries use fuels for different purposes such as producing electricity or running their machinery and heating. Rocket and other space vehicles, fuels called propellants are used in rocket that help in launching the space vehicles. So because of there are number of reasons for using the fossil fuel. If we are using these fossil fuel, so one should know what are the characteristics of a good fuel. Why we are using these fossil fuels? So we have to know what is the quality of a good fuel. The characteristics of good fuel are, it should be economical, it should be cheap, it should be available easily, it should not emit poisonous gases on burning, it should produce large amount of heat with respect to its masses, it should have a high calorific values, it should be easy to transport and handle. This is very important point. It should not produce a bad odor. Okay. Now it should be clean and should not produce many ashes. Okay. Now it should not ignite easily at room temperature. So these are the points which define a good fuel. As we have discussed about the different types of fossil fuel, The question which is very important related to the conservation of fossil fuel. Why it is necessary to conserve the fossil fuel? So it is believed that it took millions of years for the dead organisms to change into coal, petroleum or natural gas. Furthermore, their known reserves are limited. Another problem with fossil fuel is that they are steadily increasing air pollution. Their use is linked to global warming. So it is important that we use fossil fuel only when it is absolutely necessary. In this way, we can save these fuels for the manufacture of many substances which are dependent on petrochemicals. So that's why the conservation of the fossil fuel is necessary. Another thing, how can we the conserve? For energy purpose, we must look for the alternative source such as solar energy, tidal energy, wind energy. Furthermore, fossil fuel will be available to future generation for more useful products. So here are the another sources of the energy which we have to use to reduce the uses of fossil fuel. Now in India, the Petroleum Conservation Research Association, that is PECRA, offered the following tips to conserve petrol and diesel while driving. As a good citizen, we have to follow these tips to conserve petrol and diesel. Drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. Driving at a high speed or slow speed wastes a lot of fuel. Second, switch off engine if you have to wait at traffic light or for any other reason. Check the tire pressure regularly. Low pressure or too high pressure waste fuel. Make sure that you send your vehicle to garage for regular maintenance. These are the points which are necessary. If we apply these points, so we can conserve or save the much amount of fossil fuel. Now children, let's discuss about the exercise. We have studied about the too much about the fossil fuel. So let's check our knowledge through the exercise. Here is the exercise. Answer is already given, but you have to do in your notebook. Get an outline map of India and mark the place in the map where coal, petroleum and natural gas are found, and show the places where petroleum refineries are situated. So here are the some places you can see in the Mathura refinery and the Panipat. In the Rajasthan also there is Wardha where the coal is found. There is the natural gas. So children, you can see the symbol of the different fossil fuel, that the circle is showing the coal, triangle showing the natural gas, and the square shape showing the petroleum, and cross is showing the petroleum refineries. So by this you can easily understand where the different types of fossil fuel found in the India. After this children, the question to check your knowledge, that is match the following. That CNG, the answer is non-polluting fuel. fuel. Solar energy, that is renewable sources. Next is petroleum, that is black gold, as we know, because we get the many of things from the petroleum. So that's why the petroleum is called the black gold. Now anthracite, so here is 98% carbon content. Now coal tar, that is viscous fluid. Kerosene, here is waxy material. Good fuels produce more energy. Oil refinery, Baroni में है, that is Baroni. That kerosene fuel in lamps, and paraffin wax, that is used in Vaseline. Another exercise to check your knowledge, that is MCQ. So the first MCQ is, water is a natural substance, man-made substance, both of these or none of these? The answer will be natural substance. When coal burn in air, then carbon dioxide is formed, sulfur dioxide is formed, carbon monoxide is formed, hydrogen gas is formed. When coal is burned in air, that is carbon dioxide is formed. Purest form of carbon is, that is coal. Now another question. So in this way you can check your knowledge by this MCQ. So coal tar contain about 300, 400, 200 or 100 substances. Now here is the first oil well was drilled. Already all these answers are given in our video. Which of the following is the natural resources? That car, bus, water, park. So here is water is the natural resources. Now children, which of the following is obtained from coal tar? Petrol, coke, air or naphthalene ball? The answer is naphthalene ball. So that's all children. I think you enjoyed that video and hope you like this video. So okay, bye children. Thank you.